Hi, everyone. This is Stephen Booth with Genius Book Publishing and Genius Publishing Studio. Today's video is on the concepts of hope and fear and how they relate to marketing books. One of the hardest parts of any creative endeavor, whether that's writing a book or doing a painting or whatever, is when you get to the point where you're ready to share it with people. Your mind races ahead of you and starts counting the money and putting the medals on the wall and the plaques from awards and all sorts of stuff before you even talk to anybody about your project. And that's, for lack of a better word, it's hope. And I like to think of it as magical thinking, but magical thinking also applies to fear. So hope and fear, in my mind, are just two sides of the same coin. You know me, I'm going to read. Hope and fear both are a future-based hallucination that destabilizes the mind and burdens the heart. Hope is painful not because it's naive, but because it tries to skip the part where reality happens. Fear does the exact same thing, just in the opposite direction. What are you going to do about it? Let's just skip the part about fantasizing that we don't have hope and fear about our creative projects, our writing, whatever, and get into what are we going to do about it. And one of the things that I talk about in these videos quite often is being present for the people to find you, being in a single place and actually being there. And now I'm going to use the term presence in a slightly different way, but it's the same way. It's just I'm defining it differently to expand your view of it. And being present to me means being where you are. It means being where you are. If you're a Star Wars fan, there's a scene in The Empire Strikes Back where Yoda is yelling at Luke for always your mind is on the horizon, never on where you are and what you're doing. That's presence. Being where your mind is where you are and what you're doing is presence. And being present doesn't mean just showing up into being a place and fantasizing about the future. It means actually being where you are, in your body, in your mind, showing up and being where you are. And the point I'm trying to make is that hope and fear both suck. I don't have a better way of phrasing it. They're both terrible. And they're both going to make your heart clench and make you worried and make you anxious, and there's the hope that something wonderful is going to happen, and then there's the fear that it won't. And neither one of them has anything to do with reality. It's all a story that your brain is telling you. I have a friend, Andrea Thorfinson, who is one of our authors. Her book is coming out in February, and she and I have different views on meditation, but they're only slightly different views. Her view of meditation is you close your eyes, you listen to soft music, you hear somebody guiding you through it, you picture a mountain, whatever it is. My view of meditation, not to take anything away from Andrea, but my view of meditation is your eyes are open and you're present and you're paying attention to where you are and your mind is on what you're doing and where you are. And if your brain starts telling you stories about the future, about the past, about what could be, about what shouldn't be, you just say, thank you, I understand you're a thought, and you move on with your life. That's presence. It's understanding that your brain wants to tell you stories about things that haven't happened and not letting them lull you into sleep. That's meditation to me. And Andrea can make her own video and explain why my story is different from hers, but the cure for hope and the cure for fear is presence, not prognosis. It's putting one foot in front of another and not expecting the world to validate every one of your steps. It's just taking the next step. That's how you deal with hope and fear. And forgive me for being all philosophical and stuff, but that's what it boils down to. Stop pretending like you can predict the future. You cannot. I saw a statistic, which has been reinforced for me, but I saw a statistic that humans are able to predict the behavior of other humans about 5% of the time, usually a little bit less. So if you're marketing, this is directly related to marketing because that's where I heard it. If you're marketing, and you think, wow, this is going to be great. You've done the best ad creative, you've done the best tagline, you've done the best whatever, until you've tested it and seen what reality is, the chances of you knowing exactly what people are going to do is about 5%. If you're a trained marketer, maybe I'll give you 10%. Good for you. But if you're not, you're looking at 5%. So if you know that your ability to predict the behavior of other human beings is around 5%, why are you doing it? Stop it. It doesn't make sense. I want you to not try to predict other people's behavior and only try to control your own. Because predicting is trying to control. And you're not going to get anywhere with that. And forgive me for ranting about philosophy, but at the end of the day, that's all we have. We have to get our minds in the right place, and that's what at least my version of philosophy is. And really, that's what I came here to say. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.